Hello my crafty friends and welcome back to my YouTube channel Corrine's Crafts. I hope you've enjoyed the videos I've done so far. Now today's is a little bit different. I thought we'd make this mixed media tag. So this entirely up to you how you want to use it. You could just give this as a lovely gift to someone. You could put this on the front of a card. You could make a little box to put it in. It's entirely up to you. But I just thought we'd have a go at a few mixed media techniques because it's not something we have done so far. I'm trying to keep things a little bit different. So this is what we're going to do. There you go. You can see it really clearly there. There we go. You can see we've got texture paste. We've got, there we go. The texture paste is down here. I can feel that there. We've got stenciling. We've got mixed media bits. It's really simple, but so easy to achieve. Okay, so to make this, we're going to need lots and lots of bits. I've got loads of bits here, all of them stencils, some papers. What else have I got? I've got lots of little mixed media pieces, and I'll show you these in a minute. I've got a die. We're going to be using some sprays. You can use whatever shimmer sprays. Glitter paste, I'm sure you've got some glitter paste somewhere. Whatever you need to use, we're going to be bringing that in. Now, I've started doing this. I've cut some cardstock to 4 inches by 7 inches, and this is 3 layers of craft card, and then I just had some brown card, so I did 2 layers of brown card as well. So when I stick these together, I'll have 5 layers in total. So I'm also doing it with my collal glue because that's going to add extra strength to the project as well. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing just here, just there. So we can add that on there. They're all the same size, so they will fit absolutely perfectly. Just use my table to put them on. So I've now got 5 layers. If you haven't got the glue, the brown like I did, just do it all out of craft. It'll work perfectly. Just get rid of that bit of glue off here as well. If you do get any bits of glue, I did a link earlier, then just rub off with glue erasers before. I can also share that link again for you. So 5 layers on there, and then all I'm going to do is, now I have to remind myself of what I did. Yes, I did do 1 inch. So I'm going to mark 1 inch in. No, I didn't. I did about 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch to there. So 3/4 of an inch to that one. And then going to come down 3/4 of an inch to there. I did try to do this on my paper trimmer, but it was not having any of it. It was far too thick. It's 5 layers of cardstock plus the glue, so it just was like, no, not a chance. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go from that point, because I've got nice straight scissors. My scissors will go through really easily, and I'm just cutting off the corners, and I've got a tag effect, and I know they are even, so yeah, that's quite happy with that. And the next thing I'm going to do, I've got a crocodile, but you could use any punch you wanted to. I'm just going to open this, and then I'm coming down to the 3/4 mark inch, a 3/4 of an inch mark on there. Let's find the center. So that's the center just there. So I'm going to mark that, and I'm going to come down to there, and this goes through that really, really easily. I'm just actually going to do another couple. It won't be a perfect circle, but it might just make it easier. There you go, just made that a little bit bigger. Can you see? Just punched a couple of holes. The crocodile went through those 5 layers as if it was tissue paper. Really didn't have a problem. So the next thing I'm going to do, I've got a little bit of gesso. Big tub, don't think I'm ever going to use that up, and I've just added to it a little bit of water. Now this is actually the same one that I used yesterday, and I just put the palette inside a plastic bag, so it still lasted. And all I'm going to do is, I don't want a full coverage, pardon me, I just want sort of coverage. I just want to have something to work on, so I'm just coming on here again. Like I said, I don't want full coverage. It is probably covering quite well, but I just want to sort of just give me a bit of a base. There we go, that'll do actually, because I want some of the craft card to still show through. You can always wipe a little bit off if you've got more on than you wanted, so I can always, oh, that works, I like that. Just take a bit off. I'm just trying to give it something just to react to. So move that out of the way. Won't need that again till the very end. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, you can either leave it to dry or make it dry. Now I'm going to have to dry the layers in between by hand, or not by hand, using a heat gun all the way through this. Otherwise the video would just be too long. It doesn't have to be perfectly dry, just more or less dry. And you can see I went so fine, it really isn't taking more than a few seconds to dry on there. I'm getting all my flexes caught up. So there we go, that's the next bit. Right, let's get rid of some of this off here because I've got gesso on there. Don't worry about the back because you can either do something on the back with it, or you can stick it onto a project. So once I've done that, I'm then going to go in with a brown ink. Now I had a dauber ready, there we go. So I'm just going to come in with my dauber and I'm just going to blend around the edge. And can you see, because I've put the diluted gesso down, it's you know, I can still see the pattern through. It's still giving me a lovely effect, but it just sort of gives me a nice edge. Frames what you're doing, but I love that I've got the brightness in the middle, and you'll see it really does make it everything pop on there. There we go. So we can just come around here. I'm using Fry Brown. I also have a Seal Brown ink, but that's going to possibly come out a little bit too dark. So I like the Fry Brown. It's just that little bit paler. So just keep wiping off my desk. I did have a dry cloth. There we go. So once I've done that, I'm going to come in with some stencils. Now you've probably got lots of different stencils. You know me, I love my dotty stencils. I've got quite a few actually. I'm going to put this on here and I'm going to come in with a little bit of green. And again, I don't want too much. I just want a little bit. And then I'm just going to come through those holes, trying to pick it up quite randomly. Actually, I might have done the other one. Possibly did it in my shimmer inks. Maybe I did. Oh well, this one might be different. And then I've got my Majestic Ruby. Let's take the cap off there. As you know, I always keep my caps on my daubers on the back of my tubs, just so that I've got them. Let's line that back up because I didn't glue this down. I just wanted it to just be random, I suppose, is a way. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to blend in to the green. And again, I don't want it too heavy. That pink is probably going to be quite strong, but we're just blending it down a little bit through there. And you can see how gorgeous does that look. That's probably stronger than I did on the other one, but it's fine. Everyone comes out slightly different. Then what I'm going to do is I've got some hexagons. So let's just do a little bit of hexagon through here as well. Let's put a little bit. I've not even put any extra ink on my dauber. Just picking that up. Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? Through there. Let's go. Where's my green dauber? I might go with my pearlized ink just to add a little bit of difference. Remember, we're going to be building up on here, so you're not actually going to see too much at all. Let's just put a couple of little bits on here. Oh, that's sort of hidden the green there, didn't it? So let's just come down. Just adding little bits randomly and trying not to put too much ink on at all. So that's all I'm going to do on those. So that's 2 lots of ink on there. So let's just give it a quick blast, just because some of it was pigment ink. So we're just going to come on to here, just give it a quick dry. Pigment ink, the particles are just so much bigger, because if you want to heat emboss with them, it just gives them that little bit longer to dry. We're not heat embossing on this, so I just need to force it to dry. There we go. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to pop on, I thought I'd do a little bit sort of a damask style stenciling. So I'm going to pop this onto here. Now, I've found from different places some I've got some really nice vivid green because I thought that went with the green that I was doing. And I've also got a nice blush pink because I like, that's lovely, isn't it? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to come in first with my green and I'm going to pop it from the top all the way down. And again, if you want to glue your, you know, sort of temporary glue your stencil down, then go for it because it does stop the paste going through. It sort of gives it a better grip and you can get a better finish. If you're finding your finish is a little bit, you know, not too crisp, it could just be that you need a little bit of repositionable glue on the back and then it'll hold it down a bit tighter. Then I'm going to come in with the pink and I'm going to pop that on. See, this is where I could do it. I caught that when I was washing it. There we go. It's on my finger for a minute, but I can move that in a minute. Just pop that through there. Just want that. I'm going to go that way. There we go. Because that piece of stencil was lifting. Try and get through all the bits. Once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to get a little bit more of the green. I'm just going to blend those. Oh, I've got a little bit of pink on there, haven't I? Let's get rid of that. Now, I'm not going too deep on here. I just want a little bit of texture. Can you see? Just trying to blend where those colours meet. And then the key to this, move those out of the way. Key to this is just to get the hold of your stencil and just lift it out of the way. Don't drag it at all. The quicker you can lift it off, the better it'll be. And look at that. We've got gorgeous stenciling. Now I'm going to have to give that a blast. Right, I just had to cut the video there. Sorry, my heat gun decided not to switch back on. It decided to overheat. So I've just given it a blast with a hairdryer. It's not the same effect, doesn't get it quite as dry, but it'll do for what we need for now. So there we go. I've got all the base of my tag sorted. So you can see we could do all sorts. And although it's sort of got that grungy effect, it's still really pretty with those colours, isn't it? I think that is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to put that towards the window just to let it carry on drying for the next 10 minutes while we do the next bit. And the next bit I've done is, now this isn't proper sheet music. This is from a pad of papers, craft papers that emulate sheet music. And then this is just out of a John Grisham book. I went to the my local charity shop and I said to them, did they have any books that they couldn't sell? Oh, that's not gone very straight, has it? Any books that they couldn't sell because there were pages and stuff missing. And they said, actually, this one was damaged, so they weren't going to be selling it. So I just took it off their hands and yeah, I use it for, I make flowers out of it and all sorts. So there we go. So I'm just going to cut a strip. Let's just have a look. I maybe want that a little bit shorter. So now you see I'm always tearing it from the top so that I get this white effect down the side. I think that might be quite a nice size. And then I'm going to do slightly differently with the sheet music. Let's make that a little bit shorter and chunkier. So come down here and then across there and then back up. Still getting that nice white edge, always tearing away from the top and then across there. I wanted it to be nice and random, so that's going to sit like that, but they look a little bit bland like that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to get the same green ink, because that means everything then just ties together, and I'm going to just come round the edges with my green. If you use the same colours all the way through, then you're going to get that sort of synergy with all of the different elements. Leave that like that. Then I'm going to go in. Now I'm using just a pick. This is a quick dry ink actually, just because I like the intensity of the colour. Yeah, works for me. So I'm just going to come in with that. Doesn't smudge, it's quick dry. You can still blend with quick dry inks. People sometimes think that no, you can't. Yeah, you can, but they're quite nice and highly pigmented, so you just get quite a nice intensity. There you go. Can you see how quick is that? And again, don't worry about it taking too long or anything like that. Now I'm going to leave those to one side. We're going to assemble in a minute. So the next little bit I'm going to do, I better just wipe that off there. Oh yes, that's sticking nicely. Oops. Let's clear off the space. Let's give that a quick blast and a wipe. Yeah, mixed media, you always need to make sure you've got plenty of wipes and things ready. So what I've got is, I just went through all my bits and pieces, and these were just some bits that I had. Got some wooden shapes, so I picked out a frame. I picked out one of my cabochons, I think that's the right word, and I've got one of my butterflies from there. The other bits I've got is, I've collected over the years cogs and metal elements. I've got cogs in there, and then I've got, these are more charms. You see, I've got, that's pretty, isn't it? That heart. So every time you make this, it could be different. Lots of different things. Christmas ones there, all sorts. But it's entirely up to you. I collect all of those, and these, they are brilliant for these kinds of projects. But what I'm going to use is, I'm just going to use a couple of cogs. Might use that. We'll see where we go. And then the other thing I have got is, I've got some little strips of sentiment that I put really safely on my craft tape. There they are. Again, I showed you where these came from in one of my previous videos, but I'll show you again. So I've just cut out a couple of really inspirational words, and these came out, and I don't know which one it was. I've got my, oh, it must be that one, inspirational word sentiment sheets. I've also got everyday word sentiment sheets, or worded sentiment sheets, and birthday. They're from Creative Expressions. I can't tell you whether they still do them, but I'm sure lots of places do these. You get 2 sheets of white with black font and 2 sheets of black with white font. So yeah, it's really handy to have. And just so that you can see, once I have started cutting into them, I just keep all the bits in a cello bag like this, so that I can find them really easily. Okay, so those are the bits that I've got. Now the other thing I've got in is just really cheap die that I've got, the sort of a clock and the clock hands. I've already cut these out. So I've cut out the clock face in black. I've cut out the numbers. Now all of these will separate. It's just a joined one, and it's meant to be separated if you wanted to, but I'm trying not to separate it. So it cut out of black, it cut out these bits because you've got cutting blades just here and here, and then I cut this one out because that's got a cutting blade just there. So that I didn't separate it, all I did was I then got one of my circle dies and cut that one out. In theory you use that one, but I don't want to break these apart. That's just my personal choice. Again, just a cheap die, you can find those all over. And I'm going to come round here again with the browning. So this means that it will tie it in to my card base, because I use the same brown. Let's then just get a little bit of wet glue. I'm actually going to do this on the back of my hand. I know some of you do like to do this and some of you don't. I do it quite a lot, so just put a little bit. I know I've tested myself against this glue. I know I don't react, so just be careful if you do it. Make sure you don't react. So all it's doing is just picking up a little bit of glue, and I'm tapping off any excess, and then I'm popping that onto here, just like that. I just need to make sure my hands are clean, and then we can pop that down. Let's get my cloth. There we go, just needed. Craft card is very fibrous, and sometimes glues are quite hard to get to stick to craft card. Only one layer, I haven't done any more. Let me find number 12. 12's there, that's the easiest way to do that. Then I'm going to find my numbers and put that on there. Now I didn't have a pair of tweezers out. I thought I did, but I'm sure I have a spare pair. So number 12 is at the top. Always easier to just to find a number and then work that way. So after the 12 I can then, there's my 12, make sure all my numbers line up. 12, 6, 3, 9. If you've lined those up, the whole thing should line up. And then the hands I've cut out of craft card, so they cut out separately. There's far more hands than you need because you get a couple of different styles. There we go. And that comes through here. There we go. Oh, that one flew away. Where did that one go? There we go. So again, I'm going to do these. I might do the same. I don't know if these are the same hands. I can't see. Let's see if that's good. No. I'll put a little bit of glue on there, and then I'll tap it onto my hand that way. So let's just come in. So that's the minute hand. Let's come just before the 8. Always making sure, look, I've got that off centre, so I just need to bring that back to the centre. There we go. And then Well, I'll use that one, I think. I like that one. You use whichever one you want. Take that one, a little bit of wet glue, and let's come up. What did I do before? I did just before the on the hour. So it's just coming up for 8 p.m. Not that that's what time it is now, but there we go. And I've popped that like that. I've got some hands to use for another one. So there is my clock done. Now, the one thing I would say is make sure you've got your glue gun, your hot glue gun going. And mine is nice and warm. Actually, needs another stick. What I'm going to do next is I'm just going to give it a little... Oh, the other thing I've got, and it's in here, look. I don't know where I got this. This is from years ago. It's a little bit of... like trellis in, you know, in that not MDF, what is it? It's like a wood, and I'm going to use some of that. So I'm just going to cut a little random piece out. Again, no specific shape. I'm going to use that. Now this is my sophisticated spray booth, you might want to call it, and I'm going to pop that into here, and I'm just going to get my spray, and I'm just going to spray it over there. Got most of that on my hand, and maybe just a little bit of pink. There we go. I just want a few drops. It's still definitely going everywhere. Let's see if my heat gun... Oh, it's working now. It just needed 2 minutes to cool down. Let's just give that a quick dry before we go any further, because I don't want to smudge it. And then we can start building up. How quick has this come together? But it's so effective. I love this, and like I say, this would look lovely on the front of a card of another project. Put it in a box, you know, it's entirely up to you how you do it. I just thought it was something a little bit different. So let's take that out of the way, and let's have a think about how we want things. We might need to give things a little bit of a tear. I've done this the other way around to the one I did a larger piece of the music on the other one, but there's nothing wrong. I'm going to pop those like that. Let's just... Actually, now I've done that, I'll have to ink it again. I want that a little bit smaller. It's just a bit overpowering at the moment. So let's then just take this one down as well. Let's just go down with that one. I'll just put a bit more ink on. But you know, sometimes when you actually come to put it together, you suddenly realise it's not quite working. But we can sort that. And I haven't even re-inked my dauber. I'm just using ink that was left over. Okay, so let's start putting these on. So I'm going to pop the music one on first. And remember, every time you do this, it's going to come out slightly different. So can you see where I'm going to put the... Just be careful to make sure your music's the right way up. I have got that the right way up. Yes, I'm sure I have. And then my book papers. And that's going to go just there. The next one I want to do is I'm going to get that little bit of MDF that I just trimmed off. I bet you're all shouting at me, Corrine, it's there, and I can't see it. Where did I put it? I'll cut another piece and use that one. What have I done with it? I bet it's just dropped on the floor or something. I bet I've scooped it off. Let's just cut another piece. It's probably somewhere right in front of me and I can't see it. There we go. Is it underneath there? Nope. Let's press that down. Okay, so I'm going to pop that on, and that's going to come on here. I'm just going to sort of place stuff for a minute. Then I've got my clock. Then we're going to come in with our frame and our lovely glass bead. Can you see how gorgeous is that looking? Then I want to sort of work out if I've got room for my butterfly. And it's really nice if things start to overlap a little bit. So if I can do that, just if I bring that down a little bit, can you see how it all joins together and how it all links? Let's put that like that. And then I've got room down here for my cogs, and I've still got room for a sentiment, haven't I? So I think that's going to work quite well. So hot glue gun, whoops, caught it under there we go. That glue stick fell out, so let's get another one. Just a quick tip, if you want your glue sticks to stick in so they don't keep falling out, just warm the end on the nozzle and then pop it in like that and it'll stick. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue down here. I should have done that first, and then I might just put a little bit of wet glue on the back of there. So we can pop that like that. And then wet hot glue on here. So I'm going to pop that just like that. Now, I think when I made the other one, I did this out of 3D glue gel so that I could get the different levels. But my glue gun is nice and hot this time, so I can really pop that on there. I'm then going to do, now, let's see. You could, with this, you see, things like your tacky glue will glue wood, metal, whatever. So I'll stick that one. Let me just see. I want to be able to link. I want to be able to link that butterfly and that frame. So let's go like about there. That's perfect. Don't try and do straight edges. I don't think that works. I like different angles. And again, I put the glue in there and then I'm putting that into there. I just thought it's easier to glue onto the board than onto the glass. I'm less likely to burn myself. Now I need to just be careful with this. Again, you could be using your tacky glue, you could be using your 3D glue. It's entirely up to you, but I'm just going to go very carefully with my hot glue, and then I'm going to pop that on to there and press. Everything just needs a good press. Make sure it's sticking. Oh, I can feel that grabbed already. Now that's wet glue, so that's just taking a little bit longer. Then with my cogs, I'm going to pop a little bit of glue down here. I'm going to tuck that one very slightly under there. I've got another cog just here. And again, I'm gluing onto the card so that I don't burn myself. Oh, that's for the top. That one's going here. That one's going just there. This one I'm going to use, I didn't have anything to go round the hole that I've created, so I thought I'd use just one of these metal pieces that I had. I'm sure you've got so much stuff in your crafty stash that you can just make this your own. I've got that I've not used, but let's just see with my sentiments. I'm going to put this one down here because it's the biggest one, so we can put that on to here, and you can see that. Now I am putting those on square just because I like that. Then I'm going to make, oh, am I going to fit all these on? Follow your heart. That will have to, oh, that's going to be if I go there, let's do that one there. That's a tight fit. This is what happens when you use different ones on different things. So every time you do it, it's slightly different. Let's do that. And then tuck it under. Just like that. Not very straight, is it? Follow your heart. And I had make a wish left. Can I fit that in? Oh, it's just going to come. Is there a bigger space? We could put it up there, couldn't we? Yeah, let's put it up there. And make a wish is going to go there. And the final thing I'm going to do is I've just got a piece of ribbon. Actually, the grungier type ribbon that you've got, the better it's going to look. This is almost a little bit too pristine. You could do with this sort of a frayed ribbon or some string. Actually, I've got all of my twines, look, in here. Let me see if I've got something. Actually, that might work. Let's get a piece of that. We're going off piece now. We're going off, getting a little bit different. That one. And oh, that was the one I was thinking of. Let's do a little bit of that. There we go. Oh, they're all stuck. There we are. This is why it's nice to have everything sort of close at hand, because it means you can find it when you want it, when you change your mind about what you're doing. So let's just pop, oops, I'll just let go of one of those. One. And I'll just move that down a little bit. Find the centre of that ribbon. And this is where you have to sort of just work on it a bit. I personally like to come from the front. Let's get my pokey tool. There we go, through there. And then I'm just going to open up the centre of those. want to go through them all. There we go. Let's just cut off a few. That was a little bit too long. Let's just push these just through there. I haven't got the green through yet, the green ribbon, but we'll do that in a minute. Push that one. That's gone through. Oh, those two haven't gone through. Why is that? Ah, no, lots came out then. Right, so let's go through there. Through there. Oh, we're getting in a muddle here. What have I done? Push those. That's better. That is much better. There we are. And that one. And then I just need to press those through. This is what happens when you do lots. Maybe it might be easier, if you find it easier, just to do them one at a time. Why didn't I do that before? Use my tweezers. There we go. And then you can just adjust that. Pull it nice and tight. And then I'm just going to trim off. Oh, they didn't go through there, did they? Let's just put them through there. Then I can pull that tight as well. There we go. Those are quite a bit longer. I want them all different lengths, but there we go. And I've got this one left. No, I like it like that because I can see that. Oh, and then the final little bit I wanted to do was just pop it back in the box. Pop it like that. And I'm going to take this off. And I'm just going to put a few little drips on like that rather than sprays. And let's do it the same with the pink. And then the other one I did was I grabbed, I'm going to see if I can get this on a little bit better. Now the other one I got spray all over that clock, but I didn't like it. So I'm just going to come on here and I'm just going to, there you go, getting little, there we are, splats. Just picking up a little bit of that diluted gesso from earlier, just to do a bit more. You can get all sorts of fancy tools for doing things like this. I just find spatulas. And the other one I'm going to do, where did I put them? Oh, I've got a couple of little bit, I'm going to take it out of here. I've got some Nuvo drops that I might just, oh, that was the lid of my Nuvo drops. Nuvo drops, and I could just put a couple of little random drops on there. And then I've also got, what else have I got? I had a pearl wand. Now this is clear because I thought that would look nice as well, just to have some clear. If you've not got anything like this, you might have some clear gems, you know, some pearl, like little ones, and you could put those on, because obviously I've now got to wait that to dry. And then that is how I made my mixed media tag. I hope you like it. That's the second one. That was my first one. You can see they've come out slightly different. I've got a lot more spray over this one than this one, but it's entirely up to you how you want to do it. I might end up spraying this one, we'll see. But I hope you like those, and I'd love to see if you make anything like this and then how you use them. So please share, and until next time, crafty friends, happy crafting.